Let's get started. Welcome to Women in BIM, a little summary about our Women in BIM Mentor Scheme. We will be discussing the construction landscape and touching on some of the wider goals of the industry and United Nations Sustainability Agenda. The presentation is intended to summarize the strategic initiatives of Women in BIM, which started in the UK, focused on the global community of supporting the uptake of building information modeling, digital engineering, and the wider landscape. My name is Lindsay Pritchard Fox. I am the founder and CEO of Build Happy. We are a digital design and construction company founded in Rochester, New York, and we aim to bring scan to BIM implementation to the residential construction market. So Women in BIM has come together as a global group supporting diversity. Hold on a second. And work together to unite and collaborate and drive change across the built environment sector. Women in BIM came about. We knew we needed to explore objectives to ensure that we could, these communities could drive. As community drivers, we continue to work hard to achieve our objectives. We like to, or strive to attract and encourage women in digital related careers by showcasing role models and maintaining support mechanisms across the network. We promote and support one another as a crucial, as we develop an inclusive industry. Our network of members in place to encourage each other, grow skills. This enables us to promote not only each other, but the industry at large. And advance and retain. So it's great to get people in, but we want to make sure that we're limiting our attrition. Women in BIM wishes to celebrate women in digital roles and provide opportunities for further advancement. For today's agenda, we're going to talk a little bit about the history of Women in BIM and the Mentor Scheme, the Mentor Scheme application and selection process, some of the resources available both to the mentors and the mentees, some of our group mentoring workshops, and some Q&A. So as far as any questions, if you were to go to mentee.com, you can put in this code, the 1816364, and submit any questions, and I'll be monitoring that and be able to answer them at the end of our session. The history of the Women in BIM Mentor Scheme. We have been striving for greatness in the building information modeling world, and Women in BIM are striving for wider global supports and to support diversity of our platform and achieve ambitions. We launched our first mentor scheme in 2020. I was actually a part of it. I was a mentee. It was started and led by Katia Belvia, played an important role. The mentor scheme was extremely successful, and we were fortunate to have a professional coach and mentor on the core team. The Women in BIM Mentor Schemes aims to address issues of diversity in the building information modeling and digital construction sector, but also tackle the associated growing skill shortage. One of the main objectives of Women in BIM from the onset was to create an opportunity for women in the space to support and encourage each other. Women in BIM is a group that unites people with a passion for technology, collaboration in the construction industry. We respond to experiences, and we've respond to experiences we've all had of exclusion or underrepresentation in our industry. And while we recognize an intersectional approach to diversity in the industry is vital, for this program, we have chosen to focus on gender identity. We continue to support our friends and allies that address the other various aspects of inclusion. Women in BIM has been running a mentor scheme for 3 years. The scheme is an important part of our growth, as we've seen an enormous support across the sector when it comes to the scheme. We invited all of our members and the wider community to take part in the program and sign up to become a mentor or a mentee. We had originally planned to begin the program with 10 matches, but due to overwhelming amounts of applications, we extended that number to 20 matches internationally. We received 51 mentor applications and 65 mentee applications. These applications spread across 18 countries. The scheme continues to grow with the following numbers. In 2020, 65 mentees, 51 mentors in 18 countries and 20 matches. In 21, we had 85 mentees, 51 mentors, 26 countries, and 33 mentor-mentee matches. And in 22, 43 countries were represented, 89 mentors, and 170 mentees. 3 weeks into our 23 program, we already have 94 mentors and 146 mentees apply. As we continue to strive for greatness, Women in BIM support wider global goals for diversity, and our platform aims to achieve these ambitions. What is mentoring? Mentoring is a system of semi-structured guidance whereby one person shares their knowledge, skills, and experiences to assist others to progress their own lives and careers. Mentoring is not someone to train you on BIM or technology, someone you can ask for help in executing your daily job, or a person who can speak to your colleagues. Mentoring is more than giving advice or passing on your experience, what your experience was in a particular area or situation. It's about motivating and empowering the other person to identify their own issues and goals, helping them find a way of resolving and reaching them. Not by doing it for them or expecting them to do it the way I did it, but by understanding and respecting the different ways of working. The role of mentee. It can be intimidating to ask for help, and especially in a professional environment. And even more so if you don't see many people who look like you in a position you're aiming for. A structured and facilitated mentoring scheme is beneficial in multiple ways. It can connect you with women in BIM in the industry, expand your abilities to develop others, advance your leadership, provide an opportunity to take on moments for self-reflection, accelerate your networking, and helping you develop skills and self-reflection. Did I understand that? The process. But wait, let me go back. It's still on the first slide. I'm going to pause for 1 second. All right, I'm back. I had a little bit of technical difficulty. So we're on the process, and there were some other slides that apparently we missed. But instead of going backwards, I'm going to move forward, and I'm going to hope that it works well. Applying for the mentor scheme. Before applying for the scheme, become a Women in BIM member. Membership on our website gives you the following: Women in BIM updates, mentor record sheets, and on-demand Women in BIM events and webinars, like this one, because you missed the first few slides, so now you can get to see them all. Women in BIM podcasts, and stay up to date with Women in BIM specific events and partners and more. The mentor scheme is open to all Women in BIM members and supporters. We welcome anyone with a professional background in BIM to join the program as a mentor, and we invite all women and people of minority genders with a desire to develop further building information modeling know-how to join as mentees, simply by completing the forms on our website and submitting applications. Applications are open for exactly 6 weeks. Once the applications are closed, you will receive an email and we'll let you know we received your application and are beginning our next stage of the scheme, reviewing and selecting the interviewing of our applicants. Who can apply? Regardless of your experience or level of expertise, the Women in BIM Mentor Scheme is applicable to any built environment professional or student interested in progressing their career. Women in BIM mentees are our female members and supporters, yet our mentors can come from any gender background, which we openly support. We also encourage you to apply as a mentor, as we have applicants from a range of backgrounds and experiences, so we can always help you match the right person. Once application has been received, we review and research the data, and based on the location to ensure the next steps of our interviewing for applicants is efficient and effective. This part of the scheme takes about 2 weeks. This may include removing applicants who are not applicable and sorting through applications to ensure applicants have completed all of the questions. So please be sure to answer all of the questions. And we will be even checking to verify that the applicant will receive benefit from our program. We carry out interviews with applicants for both the mentors and the mentees to ensure we understand their experience and motivation. As part of the scheme, as this part of the scheme is most time consuming, it does take some effort, and I have actually done all of the interviewing for the North American region. So if you've applied before and you got interviewed by me, that's that process, step 3. This process usually takes about 4 weeks. Our team will establish the most appropriate mentor-mentee matching based on experience, job role, expectations, and location. This stage of the process is time-consuming to ensure that we make the best possible matches for our applicants. Once we have finalized our match, we will notify you by email. Once matched, our mentor-mentees will conduct a mentoring session with guidelines set out by Women in BIM Mentoring Scheme Handbook. The mentors will be responsible for leading and facilitating the relationship, and the mentees are required to be self-motivated and proactive in their participation and action items set for the session. Anything discussed within the mentoring session will be within the strictest of confidence and will not be shared beyond the session. The mentoring scheme is designed to run for the length of 6 sessions, which we expect to last between 6 to 9 months. where am I? Next steps on our mentoring journey. Women in BIM Mentoring Scheme is designed to run with women and BIM team members monitoring the communications for the length of 6 meetings, which we expect to last 6 months minimum. We ask both partners to maintain their participation for the duration of the 6 meetings. Should a case arise that there is a desire for the partnership to dissolve earlier, then please inform the Women in BIM Mentoring Coordinator. Please keep in mind that all key goals of the program is continued improvement of the experiences of women and people of minority genders in the building information modeling world. So if both parties are happy to continue the mentoring relationship beyond the 6 meetings initially intended, they are more than welcome to do so. Beyond the 6 initial months, however, Women in BIM will not be able to provide mentoring support for the partnership. As we continue to strive for greatness, Women in BIM supports wider global goals for diversity, and our platform aims to achieve these ambitions. The Women in BIM Mentor Scheme is supported by key documentation developed by our core team. Previous mentor lead Katya Belva in London developed the handbook, and our mentor and mentee participation is a useful resource to be able to refer to when undertaking the scheme. The key elements noted as a resource to our members include the following areas. What is mentoring and the importance of mentoring, as well as key considerations to take when undertaking the scheme. Recommendations for format, schedule, and types of discussion points. Process and requirements for mentoring, as well as resources. The contents of our handbook. We got introduction, why Women in BIM mentoring, the mentoring definitions, benefits, responsibilities, best practices, next steps on your journey, and references and further reading. Women in BIM mini handbook. The Women in BIM mentoring handbook is quite detailed and can be a long read. We have therefore created a mini handbook which contains some useful data and support around mentoring journey, which we hope you utilize. There's introductions, what's mentoring, responsibilities and task mapping, each next steps on your journey. The mentoring record sheet. It gives us a good way of supporting our mentoring scheme. The intention is to ensure that there is a way for our mentees can track their activities, enable them to map out their requirements and what they may need or want in support for future sessions. This is not compulsory or required. However, to help you manage your relationship, we encourage you to use this mentor record sheet to be filled out by the mentee to track your progress and goals along your mentoring journey. It is also a good way for us to report back on how well our mentees are keeping up with the scheme. Further resources on learning include Women in BIM YouTube channels, as well as our podcasts. If either the mentee or mentor want to learn more about Women in BIM and hear about important topics, you can access these videos and podcasts through our website. Natalia and Nicole are our Women in BIM mentor support, and you can reach out to them as needed. As we continue to strive for greatness, these are some of the benefits of our scheme. So here are some stats in regards to the benefit of mentoring. I can go through them real quickly. You can read them. 87% of mentors and mentees feel empowered by their mentoring relationships and give greater confidence. Mentored employees are 5 times more likely to be promoted. 70% of Fortune 500 companies have a mentoring program. There's a lot here. Mentoring programs boost minority representation at the management level by 9 to 24%. Mentors found that mentoring enhanced meaningfulness of their work. Other major statistics, 76% of people think mentors are important, but only 37% have one. So our goal here is to make sure that there's no more disparities between needing and wanting. Why you should apply to be a mentor? Well, my phrase on this is calling all leaders. You've got to mentor the talent you want. In order for you to get to know the talent that's out there, meeting them, putting yourself out there as a mentor, as sharing your knowledge is beyond helpful. As a mentor, you will need to have great listening skills, a desire to help, and brave, open, and curious mind. 3 things you don't necessarily have to have is a senior role, mentoring qualifications, or identify as a woman. The benefits of a women in BIM mentor: personal satisfaction, find and keep talent, gain knowledge, and self-reflection. Sometimes it happens that we have mentors that are actually pretty exhausted of being in this industry, and working with the mentees are quite invigorating, and it kind of fuels them to keep going when you're in an industry that isn't always quick to digitize, which is pretty much everything that we're doing. Tips for the mentor: technical knowledge. As a mentor, you are not expected to train your mentee in BIM, adoption or the contents of ISO 19650. Navigating the workplace, interpersonal skills, and leadership. As a mentor, you are welcome to point the mentee to resources they might use to build their skills in their own time. Navigating the workplace and interpersonal leadership skills, covered that one. Networking and public appearances, it's a good idea to use some of your meetings to attend industry events together, or if you cannot due to location, to discuss those events with your mentee. Networking is a vital part of the professional growth as a mentor. You can be the one opening the door first for your mentee. Honesty is the best policy. During your mentoring journey, always discuss your career experiences honestly and openly for both sides, mentor and mentee. Honest communications can provide a great support for both you and your mentee. Why should you apply to be a Women in BIM mentee? 3 things that you have to identify: as a woman or a person of minority gender, work or aspire in a BIM or digital construction sector, willing to do the work, need to be committed to professional development and constructive feedback. Benefits as a Women in BIM mentee: you've got some fresh ideas, increased confidence, new connections, reduce stress, and help resolving challenges. Tips for a mentee. Every match is different, so how you run these meetings and your specific goals are unique. All mentors will come together quarterly for feedback with the Women in BIM team and any concerns, lessons learned, and constructive feedback. Survey to the mentees. Women in BIM ensures we will keep in touch with our mentees throughout the program by sending out surveys to find out how they are progressing in their journey. Mentor Scheme Certificate. For the first time this year, we will provide our matches with a Women in BIM certificate at the end of their 6-month mentoring journey. This is not a professional certificate, but rather a completion that certifies as part of Women in BIM Mentor Scheme. For the first time this year, the group of mentoring workshops will be available to all mentee applicants, despite whether or not you are matched. What this means is that with Women in BIM focused on supporting all people who apply. This includes those who we cannot match. Having groups of mentoring activities accessible to all mentees, which allows for further growth, learning development of your skills and knowledge, as well as your confidence and self-esteem. We have updated our workshops to include building information modeling basics and informational management principles, career coaching in the built environment, culture and change management, understanding BIM processes and client requirements. So I will open it up to Q&A, but I also want to put in the chat the question submittal chat. It is 1816364. So if you go to mentee.com and enter that code, you would be able to submit a question and I can answer it. So as far as my formal presentation, I am complete. I think I need to turn my camera back on. And let's see. I think I'm not seeing any questions on the Mentee portal. And I'm not seeing any questions in the chat. Let's see. What is this one? Okay, so one of the questions that I'm seeing was, yes, I was having technical difficulties when I was stuck on the first slide. So hopefully that's all changed. You guys have been seeing everything. Is there a regional geofencing for where the mentee and mentors are coming from? So in regards to that question, when all of the applications come in, both from the mentors and the mentees, we divide them up kind of in similar time zones. So for North America, we will split them like West Coast, East Coast, and like mid, so that the mentors and mentees are in similar time zones when they're trying to coordinate their sessions. All of that is done by me for North America. I will interview all the mentees, I will interview all of the mentors, and then I provide the recommendations for matches. And I feel like the last time we did it, there was kind of an initial meeting between the proposed mentor-mentee and just like, you know, verified that it was a good match and that we were covering similar expectations for both the mentee and the mentor. What is the criteria to match mentors and candidates? How would you know if they fit and it would be a good match? So part of your questionnaire, and I highly recommend that you fill out your questionnaire very detailed, don't skip questions, because that is kind of the metric for how we match you, is kind of give some different level expectations that you're trying to achieve in your mentoring journey. While the goal is not to upskill your technical ability in BIM, sometimes it does come down to knowing where good resources are for upskilling. And so if that's something that you're looking for, if you put that in your request, that goes to validating that the mentor that we would match you with has that capability. We have done everything from support, kind of technical know-how, not in the day-to-day operations, but just sort of knowing where to get educated well and who to connect with in the industry for that knowledge base, to navigating the corporate compensation challenges that we face, because the industry is not truly standardized in what the role and seat for a BIM manager is. And so trying to negotiate those compensation packages has been difficult. So that's something that I did with my mentee. And I was a mentee and I was a mentor. So I did get to experience both sides. And then what I typically do is I provide all of the mentees with a Calendly link, so that if they ever needed to reach out to me directly in relation to their experience with their mentor and what they're trying to achieve, we can have a 15-minute like strategy session to discuss any questions you have. And I see a thank you. You're welcome. And for some reason, the Mentee meter is not working. Are there any other questions? I feel like I can unmute you. I've unmuted you. I don't know if that's something that's useful, but if there's any other questions, please feel free to email me or reach out to the directors, which is info@womeninbim.org. All right. Well, with that, I am going to sign off and complete my first webinar. So I feel like I need my own mentor for this, but it's done. All right. Thank you all.